Oh, geez. Hold on. Hold on. I'm trying to run the updater. I really pissed it off. I was running the game there. Fatal error. Well, I guess we'll have to do that next time. Oops. Remind me later. Yeah, we'll have to update. Big update. Big update in the game. I don't know why. I added an anti-echo filter to my voice because I thought I sounded a little echoey in the room. So if it sounds a little weird or if my face is delayed, that's why. I'll put you over here. Game over here. Yeah, I know. I know. Okay? You don't gotta tell me. I'm aware of my follicles. No, I did not give my business card. They don't care. They just don't. They don't want me to bother the other sleeping people. Sounds better. Thank you. Yeah. This is what we're gonna do for today. I might try and rent an office, which is ridiculous, but I think I can get one for 60,000 yen a month, which isn't cheap, but I mean that's a lot of visits tomorrow. I'm gonna be real with you. Wig stream one. I guess the bright side of being bald is like your head is already kind of set up for wigs, huh? That's a nice way of looking at it. I know guts is a required quest. We can just do all of them. Pigtail wing? I don't know what that is. Singing Greatsword? I'm not really... I don't know if I'm going to limit myself too much. So I definitely want to do hammer and switch axe. I definitely do not want to do longsword. Like my hunter, I tried to kind of remember what she looked like. In my original playthrough, she's definitely different. But also similar. I think I had this hairstyle. I can become my try character. Just, No, wait. Was this one? Monster Guts. Those are cards. Switch axe is something you do not want to do unless you plan on cheating. Why? Is it too weak? Anything that built out of the bone switch axe is suffering. I've definitely built some of them. Is it that bad? How hard was this to set up? Not hard. Surprised how weak Sword and Shield was till you get Element? I don't know, I'd have to play around with it. Where is the head den? I won the head shape lottery, according to chat. You should definitely try and play it. Definitely get a character going for this weekend. You'll push Sticky? Sticky's balanced in this game. Bone Axe Plus needs 15 mech light. Okay, that is pretty messed up. So a link to the try server. You know what? I intended to make a timer for it, and I did not. And I apologize. I own that. The only game where Sticky's really problematic, it starts in World. Is Hammer good? Hammer's great. Did I already get two? No, I got one. I mean, there's no better game in the series for bowguns. As crazy as that sounds, this game, in fact, actually, I could see a future where we use bowguns online. You know? I could see that. It's just such a cool system. Condor, it's fan servers. I mean, it would be insane if there were actual Capcom servers, right? Oh, my back. I mean, you know, every piece of the bowgun has a weight. As you add up the weight, you go from light to medium. I will say this, though. Your stock has a huge impact. But not stock. Frame has a huge impact on how it behaves. If it's a folding frame, I feel like it always acts like it's heavy. I've had people, I don't know, say that's not true, though. I'd have to test it. Talisman buckets? Like charm tables? It's insane a streamer can take even a single day off and lose thousands of subs. Yeah, I mean, it's noticeable if you miss any amount of time. But I mean, what can you do? Yeah, no, the content creator. If you're trying to min-max content creation, you're gonna go insane. Just never stop streaming. I mean, there's... Oh, that's great, actually. There's definitely people out there that do, like, 24-hour, like, never stop streaming. The funny thing is you could stream stuff that nobody cares about. I could stream Nano Diver for, like, a month and not lose anyone. No one would watch it, but people would keep subscribing because, like, oh, at least he's streaming. Or I could stream, like, the coolest stuff in Monster Hunter Tri, World, and 4U, and take a week off in the middle of the month, and then it would be really bad. And I just don't understand the logic in that. But I mean, it's not up for me to know. That's just the reality. But I'm fairly certain that's real. Ludwig had to do a subathon, reclaim enough subs after a vacation. I mean, he didn't have to. Was he required to? No. You know, I mean, he's already a multi-millionaire with enough business investments that he'd be fine forever. But, I mean, it's fine. We haven't really ever done a subathon. Maybe I will someday.
Hi.
I just feel like I don't want to, like, exploit my viewers' holes. No, you don't have to worry about charm tables. Nope, not in Try. Only in 3U. He needs points. Squeezes dry. You'd like that, wouldn't you? Is an urgent quest gonna come up? Yeah, there's no G rank. And then, there's no G rank in this one. Squeeze just like the cuttlefish clip. I had a little cuttlefish yesterday. I went to another conveyor belt sushi place. It was okay. It was better than Sushi Go, but it wasn't as good as the place in Akihabara. Was it juicy? It was all right. I had something that tasted like a fish they dragged out of the Osaka River, and I did not like that. It's one of the hardest high ranks in the series. I mean, arguably, it is the hardest high rank in the series. In the village, it's like scaled for maybe 4 people. You do not need to start fresh when the servers go up. I would recommend for the full experience, though. Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, how many people are going to be playing with their high-ranked characters? I would say definitely make a new character so you can start fresh with other people and then start working on them now. Or if you have if you've got like a village-only playthrough that you've done, use that one. But I mean, literally the only thing that changes with your game in any way is they patch the IP address that it connects to. So rather than connecting to the Capcom servers, it connects to the fan servers, and then everything else is handled server-side. First game with purple sharpness that didn't need G rank. First and last? Maybe there was something in Monster Hunter DOS. Will they ever release the code for private servers? That's a great question. I would ask the developers. I mean, you might be able to work on it if you want to help. Can't hook up your Wii anymore since it uses component cables? I've definitely seen TVs with component cables on the back. And there's definitely capture cards with component cables on the back. Oh, no, I mean, I'll answer anything to the best of my abilities. I mean, it's a hard game. Try's just, like, hard, especially online. Like, there's people that are definitely good at this game that are going to get obliterated by high-rank Baroff. Would I have Sakia for 1,000 days and another 4 years guaranteed? Oh, that's the guy where people are paying for his Sakia? Do I have to eat it for just one meal a day, or like every meal of every day? If you're saying you have to eat at Sakia for one meal a day forever, I could do that. If I have to eat it for every meal? No. No. He's eating it every meal. I couldn't do that. I wouldn't want to do it. I mean, could I do it? I guess I could. I wouldn't want to. Think of all the money he's saving. I mean, would it be okay to go in, literally eat, like, do you just need 3 receipts? He lost 3 kilograms? He's probably like, I'm so sick of eating this Sukiya. I mean, it's good food. Like, it's not bad. Did you bring a Wii to Japan? I've only brought PC components. I did not bring any consoles or console equivalents. Unless you count mobile games. Come on, baby. Staff recognize me yet? Oh, yeah. I mean, bald Gaijin walks in every day at 3 in the morning who's making noise. Yeah, they know who I am. It only took 2 visits. They asked me to be quiet. That's why I'm trying to be a little quiet. I hung up some blankets. I improved some of my mic processing options. Are they on a first name basis? No. What do you know about Japanese culture, and where did you learn it? In the United States, it'd be a first name basis, I'm sure. That's just the United States. That's just, we're outwardly friendly there. Try servers are back where? Saturday. Did I put that in the title, or am I just like gaslighting everyone? I don't actually have to carve them, right? Just slice, extrude off. Let's go this way. It says Saturday in the title. Okay, good. Just checking. Don't kill me. Please don't kill me. You want to know where? There's a Discord server. I'm sorry I don't have the link to it. I'll make sure I have it in there by the end by the start of tomorrow's stream. And it can both console or emulator. You'll have to modify your Wii, of course. Wii U to connect with HDMI. It'll look a little bit like ass cheeks, and you'll still have to figure out a way to modify your Wii U. The Wii version on your Wii U, but I believe that is possible, so. I think it looks a lot better emulated. I mean, I think it looks good on the Wii, but I think emulation just looks so clean. Just peel off the bloom and it looks great. Some people like the bloom. I get it. I get it. Yeah, I know it's a little bit harder to modify your Wii U now that the eShop is down, but I think there's still ways to do it. This music's good, man.
Oh.
Wish you get your save off a Wii U as it was the PSP.
Oh.
I mean, if you modify it, I don't think it's that bad, right? I know I've done it before. I know they're going to want a lot of points from us. Right, that's how he works. What a funny little system. When are we killing the Jaggy? Oh. There he is. Kinda wanna kill him. Where's the Argosy captain from in Japanese? I don't know. What are you talking about? Let's see how much we could upgrade this and what we need to upgrade it with. I definitely want to go Bone Bludgeon. I'm trying to remember how you got Monster Bone M's. This is probably good enough to kill a Great Jaggy, though, right? Spyro, hello, good morning. You got a Monster Bone M? Shisai Monster Bone. Well, yeah, I guess they could probably give them two, can't they? And then I would just need the bugs. I decimated Great Jaggy yet? No, but I think we're going to try and upgrade this hammer. Maybe we'll do the Crystal Bone quest. Ooh, a sail. Definitely carded a Great Jaggy before. Any planes? Any planes? Yeah, that's right. You can get the medium monster bones. I mean, you need Rhinopolis parts anyways. So you may as well get into it. Loading times are interesting to me on emulator. You think they'd be like really fast, like instant, but they're not. Drink of choice today? Energy drink with lemon. I don't think it's real lemon. I think it's just lemon flavor. But it does have lemon. Oh, it even gave me some, old pickaxe. This old code that process it, you think they've got it, like, kind of, like, baked in? That wasn't that bad. I remember them being a lot harder. What's with their little goblin ears? Are those goblin ears? You ever noticed the Rhinopolis goblin ears before? They're kind of big. I love how your oxygen bar is always there on the side. Just seems like the camera speed is almost like a little fast. I don't think you could change it. The sensitivity, maybe in the main things. So we need 3 killer beetles. I don't know if you can get killer beetles here. It's only the swamp, right? Yeah, I don't think I can get them in here, unfortunately. I don't think it's any harder than killing just the Great Jaggy, though, in order to get to the Flooded Forest. I mean, I just gotta kill him with this weapon, which is, like, it should be fine. One would hope. I mean, I think I already got a bunch of the bugs. We're actually getting kind of low on space. Does emulator need a lot of tuning? I know I needed to add a patch to get rid of bloom. Albino Docky did not. Take that for what you will. But other than that, there's really almost no tuning. You want to set your resolution. You probably want to set it to Vulcan. I don't know if there's any reason not to run Vulcan. Did you just get 4? You did. Slay 4. Sometimes you need their parts for something. Yeah, the thing is with tries, like, a lot of people think it's just like a worse portable third or a worse 3U. And in terms of total content, I mean, you're not wrong. There is less content. but it's a lot harder. So it actually might take you longer to get through this game than it would any of the other games. Switching to OpenGL, why not Vulcan? Try Barroth. I can't wait to see if there's actually people that need carries on Barroth Online. Very much looking forward to that and a lap, please. I have to solo the Barroth? Those are the rules? What makes Tri-Barroth so strong compared to the others? Better AI? And more aggressive, and he just has a lot more life online. He's stronger than many G-rank versions of modern Barroth. Yeah, unless you've been playing a lot of low rank and like really grinding your stuff out, you're gonna be fighting him with something that's real bad. Super Pound is so strong in this game. I mean, assuming the yellow sharpness modifier is in this game, and I have no reason to believe it isn't, you'd want to stay in green as much as possible with Switch Axe. Not that you even get access to Switch Axe, I think. For Barroth, I think you might have Longsword. Try actually, I think, gives you a bit more of a leg up on low rank equipment because it's only low rank and high rank. The low rank equipment is actually a bit more usable, as surprising as that might sound. French yellow. Some pretty good rewards in this quest. That Tri-Server's coming back. Coming back this Saturday. The official ones? No. Why does everyone... No. Fan servers. But it'll work with the official game. What do I need to put? Like, what needs to be in the description? Man, I would love to have the bone armor, man. Is that weird? Is it not a full set? Nintendo has directed the Wii servers for trying like what a... Oh. Some companies definitely do archives. I think Capcom's gotten a lot better at that. Some companies definitely do not. Square Enix infamously used to release a game and then just delete everything. They're like, alright, we released the game. We won't need that anymore. Yeah, man. Yeah. What are the skills on Hunter? Nothing good. A little bit of attack. I mean, you know, I mean, in the... It would require Nintendo assuming people would be pulling out their Nintendo Wiis. Twitch is adding YouTuber Super Chats? Well, they just want to get the cut because they realize that they waited 7 to 8 years while websites like Streamlabs and Stream Elements existed. That was filling a need that they felt no need to compete in. I'm not saying Twitch is like completely out to lunch and out of touch with everything, but I have no idea what the R&D and stuff is going on over there. I'm sure there's a lot of engineering work that goes on behind the scenes just to keep the servers running. But, like, everything is so slow to be developed and deployed. It's unbelievable. If we had AV1 encoding, all of my issues in Japan right now would be resolved, because I could stream at 3,000 kilobits a second and it would look okay. I'm assuming it's going to get announced at TwitchCon in Paris, but then again, maybe that's just me being extraordinarily dumb. And then, like, it ain't happening. That's Mega Cope. It's probably not happening. Yeah, no. Like, every other company has it. Discord has it. I could be Discord streaming right now with AV1. Discord. I don't understand. The companies are slow because of internal politics. You can do it on YouTube. YouTube's bigger. Where would I stream if Twitch was no longer viable? YouTube. I almost want to stream on YouTube right now because of AV1 encoding. I wonder if Restream supports AV1 encoding. That's a great question. I should find out. Your new look suits me? Thanks, man. YouTube still has issues. Like, for sure it has issues with, like, chat and all that stuff. But the player is amazing. The player is great. Like, you could stream at, like, 4K. You had the bandwidth. And the graphics card to handle it. Playing a Wii game is 720p really that bad? No. That attack hurts. No, there are definitely places I could stream. I mean, we're streaming at 8,000 now, I think. The internet cafe can handle it. It's just not my place where I'm staying. Alright, I killed all your buddies. What now? That feels bad. I do want to get that stun. That is a sub-quest. I wonder if we'll need to sharpen. Probably at least once, right? That Jaggy just reset me, thank you. This is the first game to introduce subquests. I think they were in DOS. Hey, didn't even need to sharpen. That was great. Or heal. I think this is the first and last game, though, to have 2 subquests. Which is amazing. Everyone loves subquests. Ghost had up to 2 subquests? Okay, I'm a liar. Not all quests have subquests though in Try. Some of them are missing. First and last gen have underwater combat. Well, 3U didn't have subquests, which is very important to know. Actual robbery. Nice haircut, thanks, man. We're gonna let it grow out another 2 to 3 millimeters, and that's probably the length I'll be keeping it indefinitely until it starts just going back further and further. It can grow 2 millimeters. Why is that copium? It can grow 2 millimeters. That's not copium. Maybe the hairline will stay like that? I mean, that's... Thank you. Thank you for that. I needed that. Thank you. If no fans got me, MH Testro has me. You won't notice they're seating with 0 millimeters? I mean, you gotta take like a razor to that. And, like, it's like a lot of work. Isn't this a required quest? That's terrible, man. I guess I could go through the work to make, like... sonic bombs, but I think we'll just, like, go for it. I mean, even, I'll be real, like, even just using a clippers on your entire head is already a pain in the ass. But if you want to, like, do, like, an actual razor, like, unless you get something that's, like, custom designed for shaving bald heads, this is not worth it. I can't imagine it is. I mean, if you got somebody else doing it for you, like, if you could afford to go to a barber once or twice a week to have them give you the old skull treatment. I think for most people it's not worth it. Isaac, hello? Safety razor works well if it's good for you, man. I respect it and I appreciate it. We have Lander? That's cool. Shepard, what's going on? I just said Shepard. Julian Carter, what's going on? My alter ego, apparently. Get the nose waxers, but use them on your head. Ooh. I feel like there would be blood. You doing a thing? You bastard. I remember the parts from these guys, unless you were able to farm from Gen, were very difficult to get. I feel like you could be, like, convinced to go with focus in this game on hammer with how powerful super pounding is. 4 Delixes, 0 monster guts. I have not tested the servers yet. I'm not worried about it. What would I be sacrificing for focus? Sharpness +1, razor sharp, attack up, critical eye? Critical eye isn't that great in this game, but it is a skill you could get. There's some combination of those skills are the only attack skills that you'd be worried about losing. I mean, obviously there's, you know, like evasion. Evasion's pretty good. Why are there so many of them? Is this like a bug? It's like a goddamn society of tellies. I mean, if it doesn't work from Japan, I mean, my feeling is playing from Japan, it'll work, but obviously it's going to be hard mode on peer-to-peer. How come tri-servers are coming back? Because the fans are actually interested in game preservation. And Capcom Town is built on a throne of lies. You could celebrate 40 years of Capcom by a website that tells you what games you could buy that are only currently available. I mean, we had teleporting monsters, like, on the live servers as well. Like, I definitely remember playing with Christian and things getting real weird. How can I play this online on Saturday? Plug the Discord, Spyro, and I'm going to try and make some commands. Have I gotten 0 monster guts? You know, my speeds should be fine. I mean, my download speeds are always really good. It's just my upload speeds are really bad where I'm staying. Is there a pause button? We finally got our first guts. Great. Please. Please. Oh, thank God. Maybe I could let something kill me. Hold on, I wanna set this up now before I forget, because people keep asking, and you know what? Fairly so. Okay. And then that. Okay. Now, I don't assume anyone's going to be able to follow the title. I'm not an idiot, but at the very least, there's an exclamation try command now. A really good year for Monster Hunter Preservation. The Break Arts patch for DOS and now the Tri-Server revival. There is a third section to the Triforce that I hope someday will be completed. But we got to be patient for that one. You got to be patient. In many ways, for private servers, this could be a great experiment. It's so weird how many people come and are like, what's going on with Monster Hunter Online? It's like, you really want to play that game? Really? How many times do you want to fight the beaver? I mean, the funny thing is if you were to somehow resurrect Monster Hunter Online, how would you handle, like, the pay-to-win grindy aspects of it? Like, would you just give everybody, like, permanent hunter boost or whatever it was? I guess. Everybody gets lifetime VIP by default. You need to rework it. Yeah, people just don't. I mean, just, I don't say like people don't understand. Like, I don't want to sound like elitist or exclusionary, but like they don't. It's funny because like in almost every other MMO revival project that I've heard of, almost by default, most of the games are like double XP, double currency, stuff like that. And it's not that they're necessarily cheating, they're just like recognizing that from like a enjoyable gameplay perspective, in a lot of cases, those numbers are really dragged out to promote you subscribing for longer. Like the only game I can think of that's not like that is Final Fantasy XIV, because the game just has so much goddamn content, they don't need to do that. The main storyline in that game just automatically gets you to maximum level anyways, and you barely miss any story, I think, if you just follow the game. But that's the only one I can think of. I know WoW gets you to max level in like a day, so I guess that's different now. I've got speed gathering. It's a pretty good starting set for gathering, huh? Yeah, I know Final Fantasy is constantly giving ways to get back up to your gear level. More stuff, alright. We have to kill the Elder? Oh, maybe we gotta capture the Great Jag. I don't have any sort of like key quests or stuff up. I'm just just doing things. It's fine, I'll kill him. Actually, hold on. We don't want to kill him. We need to capture him. 120 for the tri-servers split between all of us. I'm sure the first weekend is going to be insane. I mean, was it like 1440 a year? When you say split between all of you, like how many people is there? 3, 4, 5, 6? Three of us? Is there any way for people to like prepay server costs? Like I understand it would probably be problematic to accept donations. But could people just pay the server company? Which is like the equivalent of like mailing a check? He's already here? I didn't know he did that. How difficult would it be for people to add servers if they wanted to host their own server and add it to like the list of servers that people could join onto? Oh my god. My life. Sometimes it's like that. Oh, that sounds... Okay, I understand. Yeah, it makes sense. Wait, capture. Does he drop a shiny when he leaves? Yeah, way better to do that than have it so people have to repatch their game every time a server goes up and down, right? We got a King's Frill, it's pretty good. We'll probably make the Jaggy armor. At least parts of it. Isn't the urgent, like, kill Ludroth? Oh, gotcha. Definitely want to consider stuffing meat into his face. I forget what the best mask for him was. The lamp mask? Is the most damage? I don't know if there's a better one than the lamp mask. Meat mask is probably okay. Falls me so he blows me up repeatedly. That's fun too. It's actually probably pretty good in low rank. Fishmongers is so good. The only issue with all this stuff is, like, you need so many points. What happens if Cha-Cha dies? I guess you just fail the quest. Let him crawl away. Cheat in honeys, it's okay. It's not okay. He has life. He took a hit, and you can see his life has gone down. Ten honeys for one herb. You stinker. There's definitely shades of cheating. There's one guy that made it so that his Rise talisman rolls were always max level. Like 3, 2, 4, 1, 1. So, like, he didn't technically hack in his charms directly. He just gave himself tons of hack charms. I know Dwarven Man always hacks in infinite money. To me, if it's in the game, it's an exploit, I'll use it. So in Portable Third with scrap trading, you know, if I could do it without having to type in a code or whatever, I feel like that's not as bad. For the most part, money's not even an issue. I've never felt like I was mega gated by money in any way. You just need to sell some things. You're gonna see an army of Jaggy in Area 2. You good? He heals whenever he changes areas. That's interesting. Base Rise money was bad. They made the price of weapons cheaper in G rank than in high rank, which is like really funny. I feel like you don't see like groups of enemies as large as the Jaggy anymore. This game, they get a little scared. Like, Try is the first game they introduced, like, monsters not just constantly beelining at you. It's a good balance. Yeah, this is the Wii version. Yeah, Try was on the Wii. You Malo. I'm gonna bring Cha-Cha. Why wouldn't you? You can't bring him online, right? May use him a little bit. I might even feed him meat. Give him a little ration or a good, well-done steak. See players leave him behind? I don't know. Most of my playthroughs, I bring the companions. I'm not doing TA runs, so... I don't know if you gotta talk. There we go. Maybe they don't bring him because they don't realize you have to talk to him? What if that's it? What if they never realize that you gotta talk to him and invite him on the quest? I bet you that's it. They don't know. I guess this one? Oh, I will stock up on the paintballs. I forget if it's really annoying to get paintballs or not. I'm assuming it is. Disappoints me or hate about Japan? Well, if you were to be able to get a resident permit here, the internet wouldn't be an issue. Or literally my only complaint right now is my internet situation. Everything else is literally perfect. I think your issue with buying the abandoned house, though, isn't going to be getting the abandoned house. It's going to be getting residency. It's not easy. Unless you plan on marrying someone here or working for 10 years to get a residency permit, that might be difficult to do. I guess you could start up a business. You got a business plan. We were talking about setting up a business of having cute girls kissing peaches and then extracting the peach juice into a soda can. Cute girl kiss soda. I know it sounds really weird. Because it is. I just thought there'd be a good market for it. Could say GG Talent Group is relocating me to Japan for content. I don't know if they've got an office or the expertise yet to set up stuff in Japan. But soon. You could have somebody house sit in the renovated house until I'm ready to come visit. I mean, rent the house? I mean, you want to buy, renovate, and rent a house? I mean, that's a business. Unless you mean you're going to buy and then fix up a house and then just let somebody live there. I mean, that's called charity. I'm confused. You know, there are non-abandoned houses that you can buy that are actually good and affordable. I mean, it's sweet that there are all these houses that they're basically giving away for people to live in, but, like, there's also houses that you can live in that are not, like, dilapidated. And most of these houses that they're giving away are, like, on a remote island village, away from everything that you'd really kind of want to be near. I'm not saying that you can't find any in, like, the Osaka or Tokyo area, but for the most part, like, the houses are places where people don't want to live anymore. They're in the countryside. And I'm not saying there's not a good reason to live in the countryside. I'm sure there's plenty of cool things in the countryside. It's just like what are you doing? You know, if it's just cheap remote land that you want, there's plenty of that in the United States, technically. Go to, like, Kentucky or Nebraska. There's nothing but empty, vacant land. They used to pay people. The U.S. government tried to pay people to live in the Midwest. They couldn't do it. People didn't want to live there. Imagine being given a land for a home for free and money to live somewhere and being like, nah, this sucks, and just leaving. Now, I mean, the problem is they didn't have internet back then. Nowadays, people could probably do it. Internet and Amazon. I don't know what... I've seen It's Only Sunny. I have no idea. I don't know what it means to do a Frank. What does that mean? That potential house in Japan? I mean, you could buy a house. We were looking at a 4-bedroom home in the Osaka area. It was like $60,000, which is not a cheap amount of money. But for a house, it's not that much. You know, 25% of what you'd get in the US. You can get killer beetles here, right? We just got really unlucky. Yeah, I mean, and that was me searching for, like, 20 minutes. The thing is like, there's just, like, people don't want to really live in, like, old homes here. It's like, it's kind of like a cultural thing. It's not that nobody will, it's just, like, not common. So if you're willing to just buy the house will have depreciated. I mean, which it should. I mean, you know, anyone that's ever bought a home before will tell you, I mean, things break and you need to fix them. And old homes have that. You want a bang made a live-in house? You don't have to make me happy. I'm just telling you. If it's your genuine wish to live in Japan in a home, don't... As attractive as, like, a abandoned home in the countryside is, unless you've got experience renovating, especially Japanese homes, it might be harder than you think. And all I'm saying is, like, maybe just buy a home. But it would probably be cheaper than renovating the home. Unless you don't mind, you know, mold and moisture and bugs crawling around over you while you're sleeping, in which case... You can go for it, man. A band maid. You misspelled band maid. I don't think doesn't help. You're not helping. I don't know what that means. What is a band maid? Like a maid that plays musical instruments? Bang maid. I see. Yeah, I mean, sure, if that's what you need to be happy in life. I think there might be certain legal contracts you can get to in this country that wouldn't get you in trouble. So if that's what you want or need, have fun. It is creepy, though. I'll give you that. It is definitely creepy. You need Pelagisite for a couple things, I think, right? You get some really weird people on the internet, man. And, like, I'm one of them. But, like, when you're already, like, super weird and you meet someone weirder, it's like, how did this happen? It's similar to the experience of being bald and seeing somebody balder than you. And you're like, whoa. Yeah, I'm bald. How are you bald? When I did my entire head with just the razor, I took it down to like a 0. I started telling Jen that I felt like a big bald baby, and she internalized that feeling of me being a big bald baby, and now she wants me to have like just this much hair on my head, because she's like, otherwise you're a big bald baby. It's like, I get it, man. Wow, Luigi. I don't know if I've seen that. And the ambient music here is so good. No, don't. Oh, we got a killer beetle. Yo, we can upgrade this hammer. Oh, we got a second one. Every time I get depressed about Rise and Sunbreak existing, I try to reassure myself, don't worry. There's still plenty of old good Monster Hunter games you could play. And sometimes you feel like that's not enough, but then you play the old games, you're like, damn, these games are still so good. Where did we go wrong, man? like how do you screw up the sauce? Generations to the beginning and the end. I mean, I know it's divisive, but I thought World was still a pretty great game. But there's, you know, World is now starting to seem like an island surrounded by a trough of garbage. I mean, Generations is alright, but damn, dude, try and go through that hub, man, and realizing that because deviants are in their own little, like, room, that it's the same urgent quests twice in a row. Is it really alright? I mean, what are we supposed to do? We'll make our own Capcom, make our own video game? I just never realized it. You know, the interesting thing is in Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate, there's, in low rank alone, there's a number of quests that are, like, kind of repeated, right? Like, you fight Kongalala twice. But he's a fun fight. And then he's, you know, infected for the second one. So it's not so bad. Ooh, I found the infinite Macalite glitch. Jesus. Who's got 5 Macalite? It's unreal, dude. I think we gotta go to 8. finish this quest. There's a quest. Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to remember the things that really walled me in this game. I'll tell you, there's definitely going to be some mining with a powder stone delivery power sessions. This is going to be the equivalent of narwhal farming in this game. Am I not supposed to go? Oh, you're probably supposed to go through the water. Oh. You've been working your 27 years, so you're 27 years old. To leave your mom's house. Have a place of your own? You're 27 years old and you want to leave your mom's house. I'd focus more on leaving your mom's house than having a bang maid. Whatever the hell that's supposed to mean. I mean, it's not hard to live on your own. I mean, you might have to get a roommate, but at least it's not your mom. Isn't the second Lunagoron, like, quasi-afflicted? And then, like, you never see that again? I don't know. I had my first apartment when I was 17. I was like, I'm good. I'm gonna leave right now. I'll see ya. And I've got a good relationship with my mom. I mean, it's tough in Japan, but I usually call her twice a week. Like, it's no beef with her. I just want to have my own space. Nothing wrong with that. Weird for other cultures. I know in some cultures, like, you don't leave until you're married. I don't even I don't understand the concept of a bang maid. Like, is it a maid that you bang sometimes? Is it like a permanent escort? Like, how much are you paying them? That's just kind of weird. I mean, it's a little bit beyond weird. It's a permanent escort? I can only imagine. I mean, look, I've watched Rent a Girlfriend, and I don't know, as far as I watched, the guy didn't run out of money, but he had to get a part-time job so he could give it all to her. So... yeah, I mean, you could definitely, I'm sure the term is terrible. The mail order bride? I would say you'd be providing them possibly a life that would be better from the hell they're coming from, but based on what you want, it sounds worse. Like, it reminds me, there was that one clip of the guy that was trying to, like, adopt an adult, and he was married, and it was like this pregnant Russian girl that was like 21 or 22 or something, trying to go back, you know, trying to leave the country, come to the United States, and the guy was like, I think of you like a daughter, but I also have, like, sexual feelings for you. And, like, the guy's wife and her were just like, what the hell's going on? And the funny thing is, this was on reality TV. Like, this was filmed. Like, there was a crew, and it made it, like, 1, maybe 2 episodes, and they had to cancel it. And you know, like, it had to be bad when reality TV was like, we gotta shut this down because we're gonna be legally in trouble if we're, like, supporting this. And the woman was just, like, confused. Like, the woman that came to the country was like, what is this guy's problem? I mean, it was worse than 90 Day Fiancé, because it wasn't even, like, it wasn't even 90 Day Fiancé, it was adult adoption. like it wasn't even supposed to be like maybe we'll get married. It was like maybe you'll be my adult adopted daughter, and then sometimes you'll give me a blowy. His words, not mine. Those are not my words. He said it. Now I want to watch the clip. I mean, the wife just seemed like it was interesting in that she very clearly wanted to remain married, but she like knew he was a terrible person. I mean, she just had like such a sorrow and like acceptance of like her husband being this enormous creepo. Yeah, this is a family in the U.S. Yeah, I'll see. Well, maybe we'll watch it later. Just like, you know, Get Out. You know, like the movie, like somebody needs to tell her like get out. Some people are raised like that. Some people, you know, I mean, for some people it's a religious thing. Like you're never allowed to divorce, ever, even if your husband is trying to adopt a 7-month pregnant Russian woman and have sex with her. Yeah, we're almost dead. I'm gonna cart. My first cart is gonna be to Renopolis if this guy charges, if he hits me. I love how you get just a little bit of a buffer window to combo your hammer. Alimony is theft? I mean, the system's definitely a little old. Like, it was definitely set up at a point where you would have a parent that wouldn't be working and then would need to be supported by the other parent. Presumably to raise children. But nowadays it feels like everybody's got to work, at least in the United States. Like, does anyone get a break? I mean, alimony until, I don't know, the kids are like out of school? Alimony for 5 years? I am not a creep. Noted individual who wants a bang made. Rick Pool 778 says, I am not a creep. I think the problem is you saw It's Only Sunny comedy show that had a guy say a weird, creepy thing, and you're like, I'll say it. And now nobody that has seen the show has any context for what you want, other than you saying you want a bang made. I mean, hey man, I'm not, you know, anti-sex worker. I mean, if that's how somebody wants to make their money in life, great. And there's plenty of lonely people out there, male and female, that could use paid companionship. But just the idea of having somebody in your house that's got to cook and clean and then bang you whenever you want, that just sounds like there's like a constitutional amendment against that. You know? I mean, or how much money would you be paying this person? Like, what's the minimum dollar amount somebody would have to accept to be someone's bang maid? Like, I'd say you got to start the bidding at least at $1 million a year. A mukbang maid? 500 a day? I don't know, man. I mean, that sounds like, like, I'm trying to think, like, that sounds like you want a stay-at-home mom that you have to pay that doesn't love you. So, you know, I mean, that just sounds really sad to me. That part sounds really sad. Yeah, I mean, it sounds like abuse. I mean, unless they're getting paid like $1,000 a day. But like I said, like to me, it's like the number that comes to my mind is like $1 million a year. You can charm your way out of whatever you want. Brother, you're not charming anything if you need to hire a bang maid. But, I mean, if it makes you feel better. Sure, why not? You're making jaggy stuff, right? Just get attack up. There's no reason not to. I'm gonna go with the cap. Maybe go with the cap. We'll see. What is it? 3? I don't know if it changes anything. I think it might. Those pants are definitely good value. Remember the weird should I bang my ex guy? Hey guys, I know someone and they want to have sex with me. Seriously, they'll have sex with me if I want to have sex with them. I was like, all right, guy, we get it. You understand? But I'm on Twitch and you see, there's another person. And they'll have sex with me. I just assume she's going to be dependent on me. I didn't say slave. You said bang maid, which in many ways sounds worse to me personally than anything else you could have said. Because it's like an implied like indentured servitude. I mean, don't get mad at me. I mean, look, you had to think up those words. You had to type them into Twitch chat, and you had to press the enter key. So, don't get mad at me. You did it to yourself. I'm not mad. Don't tell anyone I was mad. I'm not mad. I think we just need to do the little Jaggy quest. I mean, it's not a normal job. You know, you don't sit in like high school guidance counselor's office and they're like, "What do you want to do for a living?" And they're like, "I want to be someone's bang maid." Can I be someone's bang maid? Can I just? I'm looking for a position where I cook and clean and I satisfy someone's every sexual desire at any moment of the day. I mean, to be fair, there are probably some people out there in like the BDSM community, S&M community, whatever it is, that would probably be into that. Yeah, I mean, there's probably some people that would volunteer for that, honestly. Yeah, if you're good looking enough, maybe had enough money, you know, whatever, you know, dominant enough, you probably do it. Oh, there should definitely be a safe word. Oh, imagine! Oh, dude! Yeah, imagine if you could just be like, a bang maid for like a week. I would do that. Hell yeah, if it were like whatever you prorate $1 million to a year for a week, and I could just show up, cook, and clean, and I had to be banged for a week, I could maybe do that. How many months of rent would 1 week of bang maiding cover? Let's say it covers 6 months. Let's say bang maid a week, and you get 6 months of rent covered. I bet you'd get at least 30 to 40% of chat that would be into it. You get paid in room and board? See, that's not right. That's just like modern day slavery. That's just sex work? If you want to pay 6 months of my rent, 6 months of my mortgage, well, that's not even that much. Hold on. I got a good mortgage rate. This is the future, though, of American and Canadian real estate, though, is people bang maiding themselves out so they can afford their rent. Are bang butlers a thing? A bang maid, let's assume that bang maid is not necessarily gendered, and yes, you could be male or female bang maid. 3 weeks would be your living expenses for a year. You know, let's call it 4 and we could take a vacation. I'd be a bang maid for a month. That covered everything. I'm assuming there's not going to be like any like rectal tearing. There's got to be some limits. No permanent damage other than emotional and psychological and probably social. Would you remain friends with somebody who was a bang maid for 1 month out of the year? What if they like always bought like, what if like it was like, look guys, dinner's on me. I wouldn't hold it against them. I'd be like, man, you got it made. The bang maid. If they talked about, if they kept gloating about it, like every time you went out to eat, they'd be like, oh, don't worry guys, app's on me. I'm a bang maid. Cook, clean, work out with you, and be your hype guy? If you want to cover my year's worth of living expenses for 1 month at a time to do that, and the money was put in escrow, I would consider it. I talk them out of it, I know. If I were to do an impression of a Monsi from Try, which one would I do? Great, Jaggy.
Ooh.
I think there's, you know, it really depends. The version of the bang maid that we're creating is way better than the impression that I got. And just so you're clear, not asking me if you're a bang maid. I'm pretty sure you did. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I don't think anybody's going to show up in escrow either. I'm going to see if I can find the clip. The adult adoption clip. And he looks exactly the way you're picturing. Oh, yeah. Oh, no. I found it immediately. Oh, God. Okay, hold up. And this is exactly how I picture Rick as well. Like, exactly.
Hey guys, and welcome
It's a 10-minute clip.
back to My name is Chad Chad. And there is a new show on A&E, the same network that brought us such bangers as Dog the Bounty Hunter, Storage Wars, and Billy the Exterminator.
I've got to take every shortcut I can.
Mail louder. Oh, hold on, you know what it is? I think I've got...
Adults adopting adults is the new hot goss online. It's the new thing. But I wasn't sure I wanted to make a video on this because I've seen that people have already talked about it. But then I watched the first episode in a moment of weakness, and it was way worse than I thought. I'm already not a huge fan of reality TV because it's usually not reality. Kang just cheated on me. Oh my god, seriously? I am going to end his career. Oh. In living as a successful businessman. Okay.
This is how you have to talk on
if
Twitch,
his
by the way.
business was breathing. No. There's
You're gonna
actually
get
a lot
the
of
clip.
reasons for adult adoption.
You're gonna get
like
everything.
Foster kids wanting to be adopted by their foster parents, or step
You're gonna
kids
get it
who
all.
have become adults who want to be adopted by their step parents. So adult adoption isn't inherently strange. But this is reality TV, guys. They can't make a show about healthy relationships. Ugh, get that shit.
This is
out of
about
here.
adult
so the
adoption.
show starts out introducing us to
And
the
this
different
is-
couples
this
who are
is,
looking to adopt an
this is
adult,
Rick
and
Poole, just so you
immediately
know.
one couple sticks
This
out
is what
to
he
us,
wants.
Danny and Christy. Danny and Christy have this really interesting dynamic where Danny is super excited to welcome their new family member, and Christy is not. At all. Not even a tad. Actually, we
We're
learned that
reacting to
Christy
someone's
straight
reaction
up does
if we just-
not want to adopt the woman that they are in the process of adopting, and has even said so multiple times.
We live in Chillicothe, Ohio. It's her and I. That's our entire family, except for all of our critters. Christy has way too many cats.
Okay, but if you're adopting a whole person, Danny, I feel like Christy's allowed to have a few cats, you know? Baby, I know you don't want to adopt an adult pregnant woman and bring her here to live with us and financially support her, even though we've only known her for 3 months, but you have more than one cat, so you kind of owe me.
We can't have children of our own. I'm an only child, and I realized that I had no one in my life to be my legacy.
Danny explains that he needs to leave behind his legacy of wearing tie-dye shirts and making women feel uncomfortable, which totally justifies his
No,
interest
she's
in
not
adoption.
pregnant. Oh, the
As long
woman
as
she
the
wants to
adoptee
adopt.
is a woman.
He wants to adopt,
And
yes.
young.
Is.
And attractive.
Adult adoption came to my attention when a young 18-year-old girl came and bought a puppy from us. Her father had passed away years before, and I just felt a need to help her in some way. She was interested.
This isn't the first time. This is a pattern. So then he admits that he developed romantic feelings for the first woman that he tried to adopt.
Unfortunately, I could not pursue that first young lady because I actually started having feelings for her. She was a very beautiful young lady.
Look at.
And expects us to
Hold
believe
on,
that
hold
this
on.
time it'll be completely different.
Beautiful young lady.
That look, man. Follow your heart, Christy. You know what you need to do.
And expects us to believe that this time it'll be completely different. Because that is what happens when you do the same thing the exact same way twice. Something different happens.
Christy, what's your motivation?
It's love for our family. He and I being the family.
I love how they just cut her
She's,
off. Like,
I'm
they've been
telling you,
letting
man,
Danny
she's like,
ramble
she's
about
in
his
deep in the
creepy motivations
relationship for
this,
whatever
and then
reason. Could be a
barely let her get
religion
sentence
thing.
in. If I had to guess, I think
Could
she was
just
saying that
be
she's being supportive because it's the only way to keep their
a
family
real
together
deep
is by
emotional
letting him do
connection, you know
whatever
what I
he
mean?
wants. The way that Christy is clearly opposed to this, and it's still happening, and her even saying that Danny gets what he wants, no matter what she says, makes me feel like I have front row seats to an emotionally abusive relationship. And I did not buy tickets.
I don't know.
I just went on the
It's
internet
messed up
and I
in
was
some
like,
ways.
I would like some
Maybe many
lighthearted
ways.
cringe, please. For one, thank you. And then the ticket person kicked me in the head and said, actually, you. You're gonna feel really sad now. No. And also, you're gonna really hate Danny. Who the fuck is Danny? That ticket will be $8,000. Throughout their entire introduction, Danny constantly references
Oh,
a
Austria. I'm
father-daughter
sorry, not Russia.
relationship and talks about how much he wants to be a father figure for Eliana.
She looked at me as a father figure, and I see her as my daughter. I've always wanted a daughter in my life.
And then right after that, he makes a joke about her giving him fellatio, which despite sounding like it, is not a frozen Italian dessert.
What do you want this thing to say?
Well, I don't know. What would you want it to say?
If it was my poster, I'd want it to say, "Welcome to Ohio, where's my blowy?" But
I can't. I'm sorry I put this on. I can't watch anymore. By the way, we need to get rid of Ohio. Ohio needs to end. I'm sorry. You've had it too good for too long. So just so you know, Rick Poole, when you're saying you want a bang maid, this is what I'm thinking you want. Well, this is true or not? I don't know. I'm thinking it. You were born and raised in Ohio? Do you feel like that has had any negative consequences in your life? I've been to Ohio. That's not the worst place in the world. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 18. Want 3? Now the game is left. Oh god, I'm so screwed up. Education in high school was better though? Interesting. You need a lot of jaggy scales. I don't... Peter Yarrow? It's worth getting another 2, I think. So that's what we're gonna do. We'll even do the subquest. Man, I didn't know what the topic of conversation was going to be when we started this stream, but it was not bang maids. Didn't see that coming at all. The funny thing is, like, this entire section of the stream is the equivalent of like a Bethesda game where you do something and you just get the prompt that says like everybody hated that. You still don't have enough training yet, the monkey. Bang Maid's a plot in Persona 5. Well, the difference was that she was also like older than you and your teacher. And like she was like into it. But yeah, I mean a little bit. You got us there. It's a little weird, but I'll be honest with you. That was my favorite social link in Persona 5, and I'm not ashamed to admit it. For me, it was more about the older teacher and less about being like the maid, though. Completing medium bowgun run? Sword and shield. Mid link? No, top link. Look, there's no, there's no hype that goes into a high school relationship. And I'd be like, great, you're dating a 16-year-old girl, good for you, kid. Now Kawakami. Mature woman, professional woman, hardworking woman, works 2 jobs. There's no good 5 girls. I'm just saying the best out of everything. Now, Persona 4, I'm going to be a little bit of a hypocrite here, and I'm going to say, actually, a wide variety of very good social links. Should have kept the Yosuke social link in there. I don't know why they keep trying to deny us our man love. It's a little upsetting, quite frankly. I mean, in Japanese fiction standards, 23 is already like gray hair and a full beard for like men. No Ken Lincoln Portable 3rd remake? Oh, thank God. If I'm having a nice time in Japan, I am. We've had some struggles. The internet here has been a doozy. I might rent an office. Is this the last one? I think the quest rewards beat just carving things. Oh, I almost have 10 jaggies. Nobody wants a Christmas cake on the 26th? That's terrible, man. What the hell? Is that a real saying? That's messed up, dude. Like, your brain isn't, like, fully formed until you're, like, 25 anyways. I'm not... Anyone in chat under the age of 25, I am not saying you've got a mushy pudding brain, okay? God knows I'm older than 25. I still got a mushy pudding brain. I'm just saying... You're still figuring stuff out. How much older? You looking at my hair right now, man? Just look at it. It's like counting the rings on a tree. Just count the follicles, okay? What hair? There's a little hair. People are so mean. There's... You can see... There's a little crop coming in. The worst part is on Twitch, you can literally be bald. And then people on Twitch will be like, yo, streamer, you know you're bald? Okay, it's... Look, I've got more hair than Kleiner here. You can see my hairline goes up farther. His goes all the way back. It's not a good angle. Same person, same person. The funny thing is, like, you don't even need to make a compare. Like, this is already a joke picture. I'm already in front of, like, the bald, large Titan. This is just after I went 0. This is, like, yesterday? Day before yesterday? I'm losing track of time. YouTube started recommending videos to me about disassociation. His hair is longer, though? Do you determine how much hair somebody has by, like, cutting it off and weighing it? Officially molded. It's like reverse Super Saiyan. Is this enough? We need one more, right? Game makes it pretty easy to get an attack 15. I mean, it's pretty nice at this point in the game. Half stunned is okay. Gourmand? Baldy locks? Kids are so cruel, man, but also incredibly funny. My Vin Diesel cosplay? It's not a full black shirt. It's kind of like a dark navy. But I mean, I'll take it. I'm at that point now, I'll take the compliment. Just take it. Thanks, man. Is Kurapeko required? Just do it anyways, even if it's not. Yeah, I mean, with the lighting in this room, it's gonna look black. I could maybe turn up the lighting a little bit. You can see it. Oh shoot! I almost knocked over a monitor. Never mind. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do any of that. You just have to picture it in your head. Movie where Vin Diesel was a babysitter? I saw a lot of his earlier, like, indie movies. I saw Triple X. I thought it was good. I saw one of the Riddick movies. I don't think I saw both of them. It's apparently a Riddick game that was pretty good. Neat part about Vin Diesel that I found out just the other day was nobody was hiring him. So he just went out and made his own movie. And then somehow some people actually saw it. And then he started getting cast in things. That's really cool. I'm really happy for him that that worked out. Dementia? Do you mean Bruce Willis? Or Vin Diesel? Yeah, I think that was his first big break. King was the Iron Giant. Bruce Willis has got like a couple things. He's got, I think it's like aphasia and dementia. I think he's got like two different things going on. It's tough though. You feel bad for him. It begs the question, who in his family signed him up to do all that work? Like, did he do it voluntarily, or was he like being like preyed on? All swing might hit. A little too early. This is a good way to get, with hammer, you can break the arms really easily. I got it. I got the golf swing. He's already exhausted. This is the first game that introduced exhaustion, by the way, so it's a little overpowered. I'm assuming Ryozo had a lot to do with the game because Hammer's just like insanely good. I mean, you would think that there's no way that Bruce Willis would ever run out of money, but at the same time, like, you know, actors have a pretty bougie lifestyle. You could easily see them putting themselves in a situation where, like, house poor and all this other stuff. Then everyone's probably always asking them for money. You know, he's got kids and grandkids. They have several ex-wives. There's no Larry King. But yeah, I think he's got some. Oh my god, he's already limping? Why are we so strong? How did this happen? Wesley Snipes go bankrupt quickly? I mean, it's hard to say. I mean, if you hide all your money, then you go bankrupt. It's a good way to get rid of a lot of debts, but who knows? We'll sharpen only because I kind of want to get a green golf swing. This game's got a weird berry off. Well, that did hit. Good job, Renopolis. This probably kills here. Fascinating. He's a good monster, man. I don't know why they keep denying it to us. Yeah, I mean, I think Kurapeko especially is very break dependent for like the beak and the Flintstones. I don't really know how that's gonna work. Back off to your home. Probably doing a little sponsored content in a moment. We did get a sponsor today. I'm very grateful for my horrific Japanese expenses. There's really not many, but if I rent this office, that is gonna be something. It's not gonna be nothing. But I think I'm gonna do it. If I'm bothering people at the net cafe, I don't want to be that guy. Not a beak, anyways. That'd be great, Spyro. That'd be great to be able to test that ahead of time. Try has the extra ecology videos. Yeah, it's got some. Bounce out of this for just a little while, just a short moment. We've got a mobile game that was turned into a full-on RPG. It's actually from a solo developer in Japan. Solvars. I want to say Soulsvars, but it's Solvars.